Hey everybody, Bethany Perry here with Carrie Roseman. We've been doing some, we're in her photography studio over at the Velvet Mills in Stonington. So I got to use this really cool brick wall today, if you guys can see it, as a backdrop, and also this one. Sorry, I'm chasing you.
Sorry.
Anyway, fun stuff going on over in the photo studio, and Carrie's going back to work, but thanks for saying hi, Carrie, and thanks for working with me today. I wanted to touch base with you guys. Thank you so much for all of your answers and feedback about when you decide to leave a relationship. What would make you leave a spouse, a partner, or end a friendship? And I think it's such a tricky subject. Some pretty heated answers and juicy shares on that thread. And as a relationship coach, it's really important to me as I continue to study and develop my coaching skills to really stay in touch with the thought process and the decisions that you guys make every day. And on the topic of, hi Gina, on the topic of leaving relationships, you know, everybody has these different answers. And I want to share an insight with you guys about this topic. Because, well, first of all, when I was younger, like a teenager, I'm the oldest of 6 kids with 4 girls in my family. We would talk about boys. We would talk about relationships and what do we want for our love life when we grow up. And we also would talk about what would we do if, and we kind of came up with this rule that we would leave if any of the 3 A's, we had like acronym, if any of the 3 A's were violated. So we would leave a relationship if there was abuse, addiction, or adultery. That was the rule that we made for ourselves when we were younger. And now, later in my life, I can't say that I was stuck to those rules. Like, I have been in relationships that violated all 3 of those A's. Eventually I did leave them. I'm lucky that that's not a problem in my current marriage. But when we look at what are the rules that we've set for ourselves about when we leave, when we stay, what we expect, all this stuff, a lot of times it's the subconscious rules that we made when we were little kids running the show. So an insight for you guys to consider, now that I've had the opportunity to work with so many more people as a relationship coach and really get to a place where I don't judge somebody else's decision about what's best for them, whether it's to leave or to stay. Ultimately, I really want to encourage the people to do what's best for themselves and to live their best life and to have love in their life. And sometimes, the right thing to do is to stay. Sometimes the right thing to do is to have a tough conversation and see what happens. And other times, the best decision is to leave, not just for them, but also for their partner. So when you think about the idea that as much as it can be painful to consider ending a relationship, the most painful way to live is to be in self-betrayal. And so it's really important. Sometimes people leave because they're not willing to do the work, and they just, I'm just gonna quit and walk away. And they'll end up having regrets eventually, not because leaving was the wrong decision, but because they left before they explored if that was actually the true decision. They didn't go deep with it. They didn't absolutely make sure that they did everything in their power to either make the relationship work or to check in with the other person, whatever those regrets might be down the road. If you leave too quickly, you're going to regret it. And the same thing is if you stay for the wrong reason, if you just avoid having difficult conversations, or if you avoid asking yourself what you really want or sharing that with your partner, when you're avoiding, whether you're staying or leaving, if you're doing it to avoid the situation or try to run away from it, then it's not going to be alignment with yourself and you're going to have regrets. But in order to make the best decision for yourself and your partner, whatever that is, or even in friendships, sometimes it happens when you're at a job. It applies to all areas of our life. So I hope you guys are taking this to heart and really that it's helping you. What was I just A car drove by and it totally distracted me. But wrapping things up for today, guys, I want to just remind you that your self-betrayal is going to be the most painful thing. So make sure that whatever your truth is, when you get into a place where you're in alignment with yourself and you know what the right decision is to do, even if it's hard, that's what you do. And I thank you for sharing your opinions. And hopefully, I hope you guys go back and reconsider, what your definition of non-negotiable of when you would leave a relationship is, and see if that's an old rule that you made up way back when, and if it still applies to you, or if maybe you'd like to make some new rules. So thanks for watching. Hope this helps, and bye from Carrie Roseman Photography over here at the Velvet Mills. Thank you for being on, guys. Bye.